I was going to do my opening tomorrow, but with all these baseball and everything going on, and really, I've seen all the races tonight except for Sintra. I've seen all the races this week. I've been in a lot of races this week. We have had a tremendous week here at the stable, and I just thought to myself, you know what? It's bright. You know what? When I do the opening, I'm on my way back. I'm not going to get to Mohawk for another hour. Why not do my opening right now? So I'm going to. Obviously, it goes without saying that the 2-year-olds are front and center right now at the stable.ca. They are every year this time. But the 3-year-olds have certainly making a statement this week also in many different racetracks. And then, of course, we almost forgot about Kings County. He took care of that pretty quick. Equaled the track record. That's 3 track records in a year and a half for Kings County. 3 track records we've set with him. That is a pretty amazing feat, and he looked very, very strong. You know, I said in another video, I got a couple of emails from people this week wondering what's wrong with Kings County. I was taken aback a little bit, but then I have to realize that people don't realize what they're looking at. Oh, he had the layoff. He had a layoff because he deserved one, and we brought him back, took our time. He even attempted to get some mares in full. We had one in full, and she absorbed it. That was heartbreaking. But that time off, he took that and used it to his advantage. He packed 150 pounds of weight, probably some new muscle on him also. Horse looked like $1 million. Stacy and Brett have done a great job with this horse, and he looked good. So I have to remember that some people maybe don't watch all the videos. They don't know what's going on. They just see Kings County breaking his first start, breaking his last start, maybe his last 2. Yeah, he was a little flat at the end of his last year. Geez, heaven forbid. He only made, $200 and some thousand. Set 2 track records, and you know what? He got a little tired at the end of the year. It's not that shocking. And when he came back, horse qualified great, and then Stacy raced him without hobbles on. He made a break. It's not the end of the world. I took him to Pennsylvania because you don't have to qualify off a break in Pennsylvania. You do in Ohio. And you can also enter horses with hobbles on without qualifying with them on in Pennsylvania. You can't in Ohio. So it was a no-brainer taking him to the Meadows. Draws the rail. There was no doubt where I was putting him. I'd said in the video from Saturday evening, I said my father texted me 20 minutes before the race. He never texts, so he must have been at the racetrack sitting in the simulcast room with his friends and said, hey, what about Kings County? I said, he gets away on the right foot. He's going right downtown. And that's exactly where I took him. The horse looked amazing. Very good. You know, but this sport, the news cycles are so short, right? It's only 5 days ago that Arson looked like an absolute beast in Kentucky. 27 flat in the end of it. Most of that was the last quarter. I bet you if you timed that last 8th, one of you will probably, you'd find that it was 26 second speed on the end of it for an 8th. Maybe a tick quicker. That was as fast as his legs would carry him from the head of the lane to the wire. I can assure you of that, and he's a fast horse. He looked amazing. Pickpocket looked great. Exactly what Pickpocket needs. Starts like that. I truly believe, I think he's ready to go, but I think he's also ready to get a little warm. Just want to take our time with Pickpocket. No rush, no hurry. Just take our time. I'm going to race him very similar in the next leg. I think he's a super, super talented colt, and he has a very bright future. But to be honest, there was a number of horses that had bright futures that have been qualifying lately, training lately, racing lately. What's this guy doing? It's 4 car lengths speed. I hate when people do that. I guess it's just being safe. No big deal. So Pickpocket, Arson, Kings County all looked absolutely fantastic this week. Tailgate Buzz. You know, I want everybody to understand what is going on. I want you to take a look at Tailgate Buzz. He started his 3-year-old season. He just didn't seem to be himself, right? Somebody said to me, I don't think you should have sent him to Kentucky. Okay. Kentucky was a big part of him finding his way back. It was. It wasn't for Kentucky. we wouldn't have made the shoeing changes we did, the equipment changes we did when he came back from Kentucky. Kentucky played a big role in Tailgate Buzz running, going on this run of 2 wins in a second to a really nice horse. So, the most important takeaway from this is that it does take time sometimes to work out the kinks when they start back. Kings County, Tailgate Buzz. And they do stumble sometimes, right? Both literally and metaphorically. Spitfire Overseas, right? Brace for Landing. Austral Hanover last week. Good horses bounce back. Swinging Senorita this week. Coming off that, the only time she's missed the board in her life was 2 weeks ago. It's kind of so-so. On a line, is something brewing, something going on. Got her home, got the vet to check her. Made a shoeing change again with her. Looked pretty good to me. Not only did she look good, but the one that looks like she's the best in the division looks like she may have some soundness issues. The Yolanda filly is clearly the most powerful filly in the division from where I sit. Not the soundest filly in the division also. I don't know whether it's quarter cracks or what it is with her, but it's a long summer. So, very, very happy with Swinging Senorita. What a mission. Just came out of obscurity. Went from okay to a really nice little horse. Very, very proud of he's not, I was going to say proud of what he's become, but he's not done becoming yet. Horse still wears a tighter hobble, still wears an ear hood and earplugs. Still has some changes we can make that should be able to spark him up a little more when he's ready to be sparked up, and not until. I got to drive Yo Mister this week for the first time ever in my life. Man, what a nice horse he is. Just a powerhouse of an animal. We got to see that sometimes you buy the horses and they go forward, like Haunted House. How good he looked. How powerful he looked. Now, a lot of people are asking why he's up for sale. I've made mention of this many, many times. Patrick de Piranha is in the Open. Haunted House is getting out of that class, and rather he's not coming back to Ontario. Somebody said, well, he can come back and race in Ontario. No, he's not coming back to Ontario. I don't really want to take him somewhere. I guess the two biggest components of selling Haunted House is, one, I'm following the instructions of Mark and Melissa. They both believe that Anthony the horse is at his best right now. He may improve, but he's at his best right now. He's getting out of a class, and when he was in that class, it wasn't filling regularly. And I just don't want to see him put into the Open where Patrick de Piranha is. All great information. So, I've been fielding calls about him all day. He's probably going to sell for really good money. But we bought Haunted House for less than we bought Oakwood Cowboy IR for. And he's been a flop so far. And as many people have messaged me, congratulations, horse racing good, an equal amount. Hey, what's wrong with Oakwood Cowboy? Why can't we get him going? Can we not find a better place in that class? Should we move him back to Ontario? Should we do this? Should we do that? Just relax. I know everybody wants immediate fixes, right? Didn't race good? Fix him. Didn't get a good drive? Change the driver. Doesn't work that way. Just relax. As good as they race sometimes, they can race bad other times too. And there's nothing we can do to change it overnight, to fix it immediately. We can change the course. We can change the path. We can't change the horse overnight. Oakwood's kind of in a funk right now. And is very viable. Maybe he will come back. Maybe he will come to Ontario. Mark believes he can do in Saratoga his next start. In a class that he drops way down because he's been obviously bad. He said after that, you probably should leave. Okay, we can do that. But those are the two sides of the fence in horse racing, so to speak. Haunted House, we bought him on a whim. He might have paid a little too much for him, maybe. We didn't know at the time. Instead, the horses made nothing but money and will sell for good money. We bought another horse who looked like a slam dunk on paper, maybe even better than Oakwood Hunted House on paper when we bought them, beside each other. Yet one has excelled and the other one has not. But that's horse racing. That's what we love about it. You can hate the situation with Oakwood Cowboy and love the situation with Hunted House, but you got to take them both at the same time. You can't have one without the other. Per Lucky, man, he raced good. He's such a sweetheart to drive. He just feels like a classy horse. You know, when you're a driver, you can sit behind a horse and you can tell if they are a classy animal. You can tell. He's just such a nice horse. He raced huge the other day. Atlas Hanover flopped in his first start, did not look good. Didn't look at his best his last start, but looked much improved. I think Jason and Dr. Latessa are on the right track with this guy. He looked great. And then our 3-year-olds, as I said, well, Nakati raced all right the other day also. I was pretty happy with him. And here, I've got all the way down the list, and probably somebody's chewing their nails saying, are you not going to talk about Looks Like Money? Thought I forgot about him. Looks Like Money. He's going to get everybody's attention right now. I know Scott went from thinking he's a pretty nice horse, probably in his head quietly, I don't know if he can race against Jiggy Jog and those horses. He might be a fringe player, to when I talked to him today. He's a real player in that division. He said, Anthony, I had to come right across the track, and every time I thought I had a lane to advance, I got checked again, had pinched off, I had to move him through. He said it was the last 100 yards. Horses in that division don't sprint the last 100 yards in 50. The winners do. So he was obviously pretty enamored, both him and Megan, with the horse, and I don't think this is any sort of surprise to Harry Poulton's ears. Remember, I told you, almost lured him out of the country. Harry was very close to going to New Jersey with that horse. That's how much he likes him. I guess he was right. You know, we didn't talk about Tactical Mounds. How good was she the other day? 54-1 in the mud. Romped back in what appears to be the same class. So great job again by Megan, finding the right class. This is what we try to preach, right? Just race the horses where they can win. We didn't put Cutie Cumber in the other leg of the New York Stars. Didn't even look at it with 5 fish species, yet we had a win in a second with them. Great job again. Fish will be in this week again. Cutie Cumber is in Thursday, and that leads to our next discussion, and that's the babies, right? We talked about Arson, we talked about Pickpocket. Born to Dance was good. Little change of headgear, and if we can race him like a racehorse, which we will, I think you're going to see a very good form of Born to Dance this week. If the headgear, we're going to put a fly screen on him and a turned up shadow roll, warm him up. Hopefully we don't have to put the thingies on my I hope we don't. And then we think about all the horses that qualified, right? And before I go off the 3-year-olds, Cash Deals, don't think I forgot about her. Just because she's racing in the Prospect, her and Warwee Yuri, don't think I forgot about them. A win is a win. And when you're racing as good as you can, you deserve to be talked about. This is filly with 7 wins this year. 7. Mario had a good week. Cash Deals won, Yuri won, both look good. I think we have Renegade Gypsy in tomorrow. He's going to stay close tomorrow. Be a good tilt. And then we talk about the babies, right? You know, the obvious ones are the Pickpockets and the Arsons. But then you get the ones I love are the ones that come up and sneak up on you, right? Great Bet. That's as sneaky as they get. I didn't see that coming. Somebody said, did you know? I had no idea. I hadn't sat behind him in a long time. I was looking for 59, 2 minutes. Any kind of mathematical equation that equated to those times would have been great. 57-4 last half, 56-2. No, I didn't see that coming at all. Not even in the least did I see that coming. Just super impressed with Great Bet. I mean, how couldn't you be the horse just went above and beyond to do his work. Just looked fantastic. You know, it got me to thinking, is there any other horses that really caught my eye? Let's count. How many horses I've been impressed with? They don't have to be the fastest, just did their work good. Even a horse like Flashfly and Insider Trading, yes, they made breaks, but I've gone with them with the hobbles on since. Now, Flashfly is 90%. Mechanically speaking, 90% where I'd like to see her. She can come to 10 on her own. Little confidence maybe, but 90% Insider Trading feels even better. So how many horses I'm going to just name the horses that I've been impressed with since qualifying season started. Activation I liked. I think he's got a lot ahead of him. I'm going to put him on the list. I'm going to put him on the list. Alibaba looked great training today. Antilles Hanover, 2-2, last half in a minute. That's plenty good for right now. That's plenty good. Born to Dance, 58. He's got a lifetime mark already. He looked great. Drebin, ooh, he looked very good today. Both him, Punch the Clock, and Watch Your Mouth all looked absolutely fantastic today on training day. Drebin, Punch the Clock, Watch Your Mouth. Oh, season's a lot. I'm getting ahead of myself. Flashfly, as I said, just talked about her. Very happy with her. Great bet. Have to put him on the list the way he looked the other day. Gypsy Hill, I trained him in 2 minutes last half and 58 the other day. He looks good. Insider Trading, I'm fancy like. Both look very good. Irresistible Sun looked good the other day. Still scratching the surface on Irresistible Sun. Take that ear hood off him. Maybe even a can't see back on him. Earplugs. Ooh. Now you're talking. You're going to see a horse. You're going to see this horse shake free here in the next 3 weeks. There's no real rush, right? I think Gypsy Hill's the one going to the next generation. Nobody else has to prove a thing until a week after that. At least in Ohio, I mean. Lonely Lakewood, racing in Mohawk on Tuesday. He looks very, very good. Both him and Ready for Landing both qualified good, and that was a huge surprise also, right? A lot of people, McPeasley was pretty good. Yeah, I'm not going to put her on the list yet. She was okay. She was adequate. Mel Gibson, 2 minutes last half and 59 last quarter and 29 by himself the other day training. That's the other horse I want to text the blacksmith about. We're going to go to a trotting swedge on him also. Mel Gibson, don't forget Anthony. Memory and Imagination trained faster and has been faster than any horse we have. Him and Blanton's Blue. 58 Blanton's Blue, maybe 57 for 58, and 58 and a tick for Memory and Imagination. He looks really good. And it's worth noting also, all winter long we work to get the horses shiny and feeling good and putting weight on. And I know my wife almost looks heartbroken when I say to her, hey, this horse looks skinny. It almost breaks a piece of her heart because she works her ass off. And Lauren was the same way all winter long with Memory and Imagination. I'd walk by him and I'd say, man, Lauren, this horse is skinny as hell. And I could tell by the look in her eye, she wanted to either punch me in the face or cry. And she worked her butt off. This horse is starting to put weight on. Dapples are starting to come out in him. He looked very good the other day training. Militant was good. We don't talk enough about him because he was overshadowed. If he gets in the other division away from Pickpocket, if there's 2 divisions next week, then you will see Militant. Mark my words. Mounts for All, I trained him and schooled him in 2-1, last half in 59. He looked very, very good. He's ready to go right now. We'll qualify him next week. Paycheck Princess was good. Took a lifetime mark at 2 minutes. Open bridle on. Running in a little bit late in the stretch. I don't know why. I got to work on that. I don't really want to add much hardware to her. She's got a Murphy blind on the inside. Maybe put the bit burr back on her. Maybe, I guess. Prince Charmer was good. Pull the Shoes made the break the other day. I think that was a transition from surface to surface, track to track. It felt like she was strong enough, powerful enough, but just spinning her wheels a little bit. Made some changes on her. Tim is he said she's eating good, feeling good, her blood come back good. So she's in the right place now. We'll see how she schools. I don't want to race her again, maybe even before January the 1st, or July the 1st. It's what this. No, I may not want to. Maybe just school her. I don't want to rattle her too much. Long season ahead. Yes, she made a break. It's not the end of the world. Some heavyweights here. Punch the clock. Ooh. She's starting to look scary good. I can't wait to see her in action. It's still going to be a little while. We're not going to rush. It's going to be a little while, but she looked unbelievably good today. Purple People Eater, probably one of the most underrated miles the other day. Go back and look at her qualifier. Look where she came from. Look how she finished up. She looked great. Ready for landing. I never thought this horse would be qualified in June. It never even crossed my mind, let alone racing. My wife said, are you putting him back into qualify? I said, no. Why? You going to put him into qualify just to qualify him again? Let's put him in a race. It's going to be a short field. Let's put him in a race. So I did. We don't know where we're going with him yet. He's not going to New Jersey for a while, I can tell you that. Really don't care. I opted to drive her. I gave Joel a call the other day, said, Joel, we both own a significant portion of Sweeney. He bred him. I said, Joel, I just want to let you know that I feel that with the stake race coming up in a week with Really Don't Care, we're going to put Luke Ebersol on Sweeney. I'll drive Really Don't Care from the outside because Sweeney doesn't have a whole lot brewing, and he's been such a good horse to go with. I'll warm him up, make sure the hobbles are good, but I'm going to go with Really Don't Care because she's got bigger fish to fry right now. She has to race next week on the 28th. I'm super impressed with both those horses, by the way. Really Don't Care, actually, that might be a touch. That's not right. I really thought that she'd be hovering above everybody right now, right? We'd be talking about her the same as Pickpocket. She's got some work to do. I'm going to give her a chance. I don't want to put her on the run, but I'm going to give her a chance to do some work on Wednesday night. I want to see her do better than she's been doing. And not that she's been doing bad, but I want to see Really Don't Care. The horse that we talked about all winter, I want to see that horse on Wednesday. Is she in there? I think so. I guess we'll see. Royal Emeralds looked great training the other day. 2-1 last half, 59. She's ready to go. You may see her show up this week in Pennsylvania. Seasons of Love will qualify on Friday. She looked great this morning. Very, very good. You can ask Mary and Jerry if you don't believe me. She's had bouts of extreme lameness at some points. The walls of her feet were really hurting her. And she looks so much better now. Just so impressed with this filly and how far she's come. Sedona Hill looked amazing. Training today, apparently. Third person. Jason went with her, said 2-4 last half, 58. Jog. Looked great. Wrapped up. Just jogging along. So that's great. She's probably going to go to Scioto on Friday. I want to get her and Gypsy Hill over that track. That's where the next generation is. This week, Southwind Digit qualified good. She was good, but that's where I thought she'd be. Sunset Acres girl, 2-3. You might say, she was okay. She's going to Michigan. So she was really good. First stake, I believe, is the first part of July. She's ready to go right now. She can probably be sent up to Donnie at any point. Probably have Dr. Latessa go over her, make sure everything's all right, and then off to Donnie Harmon. Sweeney, I just talked about him. Luke Ebersol will drive him on Wednesday. What a sweetheart he's turned into. I got really high hopes for this guy all season long. 3rd and 6 out in the field. Time is on my side. Look good training today also. Vaquero Blue Chip. 58. I trained him the other day by himself. He's ready to go. You may see him show up at the Meadows this week. Venice Blue Chip. 8-hole. I'm not going to hurt her on Wednesday, but I do want to race her. I need to see her progressively move forward towards that next generation birth that she is taking up. So although she's not going to be pushed to the max, I am going to race her on Wednesday. Victory Blue Chip looked okay. Watch your mouth. You guys are going to be surprised when you watch him qualify. He looks so slick on the track. Looks great on the track. Widespread Panic, again, I said to August, and Winter Bells will qualify on Friday. I guess I cheated. I just mentioned every 2-year-old. I have a video for that. But just so happy with the way things have turned out here in Ontario and in Ohio. How the babies have come along. Yes, we've had our injuries. Yes, we've had some setbacks where we had to rest some horses, turn them out. That happens. That happens. And aside from Carter Michael Dio putting a line in a sesamoid, we've had no major athletic injuries. Tiny little tear on No Chance in Hill, which I think was there before. I think it's been there for a while. Yes, we had some horses come up sore on their knees, but nobody broke their knee. No broken coffin bones. And somebody might say, don't jinx yourself. I think it's the work we put into them. And it could happen. Yes, we'd have a horse park, a cough moan or pasture or something, but this is just sheer fact. We haven't had one yet. So, as we start our summer, it's far from perfect. We all have our own little stories. Oh, what about this horse? What about that horse? We just talked about some of the race horses that didn't turn out as well as we hoped right now. Some of the other ones that have done exceedingly good, way above what we even thought. And that carries into the 2-year-olds too with Great Bet. I keep using him because how the hell did he qualify in 57-4? You just never know. So we are at the starting point of the summer. We are here now, ladies and gentlemen. It is June, the middle part of June. July 1st, almost all the stake races start. We're ready to go in Pennsylvania. We're ready to go in Ohio. We're already in Kentucky. Not really focused too much on New Jersey just yet. Yonkers is our first major stake race, aside from Kentucky, right? Those are called early Kentucky Sire stake races. The New York Sire starts on the 22nd with Blanton's Blue. Mark my words. There are some good horses in with them, but they better be on their toes for Thursday night because Blanton's Blue, he's coming in hot. He trained good this week. He's perfect at the gate. He's using his head. I think you're going to see not the best form of Blanton's Blue, but the best form he could be today. I can assure you of that. And then Ontario starts a little bit later, just a week or two later, and the horses are a week or two off. So we'll get them going this week also. A lot of excitement swirling around right now, and you know what? I'm not going to stop it. I am an optimistic person. Bring on all the optimism you want. I am really, really happy with what I've seen so far in Ohio and Ontario. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm off to Mohawk. It's going to be a beautiful night. Good luck to everybody. If you're racing tonight, cinch your group also. I will talk to you all very soon. Take care.